Hey, good morning, guys. Back this TerrenceRe with a stock market update for you. We're gonna talk about China and the effects on the market. We're gonna go over a little technical analysis, and then after that, we're just gonna freestyle it right back out to the buffer. All right, guys. Right now, as you can see on my watch list, we have the VIX is up. So the VIX is sitting right around, might as well say 22. VIX futures is up 2.5%. And you may ask, well, the VIX futures just runs overnight. So it's just like the futures market. Um, VIX, it opens technically when the stock market opens. And we can see all the major indices, futures are down. S&P 500 down 0.5%. The NASDAQ futures about 0.25%. That's really flat. For the most part, the market is flat. The Russell is down, 0.63%. So that just basically means it's leading the way in the way down. The bonds are up. The ZB /ZB is up 0.25%. The notes, the 10-year note is up. Oil is down and gold is down. Bitcoin is down 2%, right around 15. We'll call it 15.9. Now these are the Bitcoin futures. So basically the same thing. If I was to look up the spot Bitcoin, it'd be roughly right around that same mark. Got the dollar. I wouldn't call this down, but it's relatively flat on the day, I would say, looking at it. But for the most part, it has been down off of its high. So that may be something to watch. You can see I got a trend line drawn right here. And it touched here, and then it kind of came up here and then pulled back, and we got our down move. Now, I'm going to just say myself, now this would be what I would call, did it take out this low? This would be a nice bear flag. So I possibly see some more downward action in the dollar. But what I really want to talk about is China. As former President Donald Trump say, China, 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 China. We so I don't know if you've been paying attention. I get most of my news from Twitter, just to be honest with you. I don't really care for cable news, and you can see the protests over there. They're protesting, and so it says Shanghai hit by COVID protests. Demonstrators chant Xi Jinping step down, CCP step down. And so basically, it's been some protests, I think, at one of the Apple sites. And the only reason why I go over the news just to, kind of provide a little context for why we might be seeing certain things in the market. Because it does say earlier protests erupted at an Apple iPhone assembly factory in Zhangzhou. I think that's how maybe I pronounced it right. Zhangzhou, China, over strict COVID rules and wage issues. So let's take a look at Apple. I'm gonna pretty much I'm gonna go over all the FAANG technical analysis for today. But we'll start with Apple, and let's pull up. Now what I got on up is a yearly, and I don't really need to see the volume for this. And as you can see up here, for the high for the past year was 182.94. And we see that we got this bear flag right here. And that pretty much, once I got this move back here, now I do in a long-term portfolio that I have with Fidelity, I do own Leap puts, right? And it's based off of this right here. You got this down move and this pullback. And here's your bear flag. So once I get something like that, and I'll highlight that for you just to show you exactly what I'm looking for. Now, the platform will do this for you. So I'm gonna show you. See, that's my bear flag right there. I don't like that red though. I don't know how that's gonna show up on you guys' phones. I'm gonna change the color. Give me a different color. I don't want that red. I want to make sure if you're watching this on your phone, you can see it. Let's see how this look. Yeah, that's better. All right. So that would be my bear flag. So all I do is I draw a fib extension from here, and then I kind of like just play the levels on the way down for the bounces. Now we got on the short term within the next, if we're just looking for a trade these next 30, 30 to 40 days, we got a gap up right here. So we got a gap up here. See this gap? And that started your up move. Now this is just short term. Why didn't it? All right, because I don't want it doing that. Yeah, edit the properties. Now all I'm doing is changing the color. Now save as default. Now, so hopefully it don't do that again. So once you get your gap, this gap right here can act as support, right? So then we got a gap down today. So basically I could see Apple possibly coming back into testing support here. So that's about a $4 move to the downside, maybe. We got bad news. We got a little bear flag right here. So it pulled back. And this big red candle right here, you guys see that on this day right here? So like anytime you get that big move like this, boom, or you get this big move like this, boom, you generally get something to carry over to the next day most of the time. And you see you got this pullback here. So this kind of like was your one. And if you look counting, doing like an Elliott wave count, you got your one, your two, then you got your three, and then this would be four is your chop, your sideways action. Your fourth move in that Elliott wave move, the fourth wave is generally like your chop. These are good places to put on iron condors, to play the sideways action. And then I still think we may get something more to the downside, which is why I have those leap puts. So intermediate, you could play this either way. Let's look at, I don't know what the IV rank is here. So it's a couple ways to do that. I have it where I can pull up one of these screens right here and just say this right here, which is another setup that I have. Now, if you look at it, as soon as that get off the screen, you see right up there, I got an IV rank of 38. So yeah, I could sell premium in Apple with an IV rank like that. And it's below, so that gap below my moving average. So you could either possibly sell a call spread, sell a call, and you're getting short on a down day. I really like to get short on up days and get long on down days, but you could do it, or you could put something like an iron condor on. I'll continue to watch this. We may put one on. I have an iron condor on currently in EWZ that I'm waiting to take profit on. Is right there, on the cusp. If I get that, then I'll go ahead and put something else on and I'll shoot it out on the channel. So, make sure you're a subscriber. You'll see the post. You'll see what I'm trading. And then I'll do another video called What Am I Trading? So right here, we're looking for support here in Apple, right? I had a thought. It was something I was going to show you. Something else that I like to do in the morning, right? To when I want to see what the market is doing as soon as the bell opens, like the way I have my watch list set up, I've gone over this before. Like I got the advanced decline line up here, so I can see the majority of the stocks in the S&P 500 are down. Thus, you got negative 331. Another thing you can do is come up here to Market Watch, and then we'll go to Visualize. And then once we come up to Market Watch and Visualize, I got it on S&P 100. You can change this to whatever you want. But if I'm looking at the S&P 100, which are your 100 largest stocks, your main stocks, basically, you can see 75 of them. Now, it's really 101. And that's because I think Google is on here twice. You got Goog and then you got Google. The one I mainly trade when I trade is Google. But you see 75 of these stocks are down. So basically roughly 75%. And then you can kind of look over here and come and see which one is down the most. You see Apple's down. If we come right here, what is this? Biogen. You can see Biogen is down. You can see how many, if you look over to the right, you can see the volume. You can see how many shares have been traded so far today. You can see Apple is very liquid. You see 15 million shares already, just an hour, a little less than an hour into the day. We come all the way over here on the end. We can see ExxonMobil is down. And I think, I think ConocoPhillips. And that's going to kind of coincide with the oil futures being down. And then I would also, if you look over here to the left, XLE is down, energy is down. So what's up? Like if you're somebody you want to find out what's up, this is a good way to help you. Got Amgen is up about 1%. Let's see what we have over here. Target. You can look at Target. You see Target is up. And that's just something, this is a good one. Now, if you want to do the S&P 500, I click right here. And I just come down. It's going to be in alphabetical order, S&P 500, and come right here. And now you can kind of see everything, but you can see it's 4 pages because there's so many stocks. Here's something that's up. Win. So, like, this is a good way of seeing visually, like, man, if we looking at everything that's down, Win must have had something, right? That jumps out at us. Let's take a look at Win. Just for kicks and giggles. Something must have happened. Not really sure. Let's take a look at the news. I got JP Morgan. So they got an upgrade. JP Morgan boosts price targets on these casino stocks. Now, so we can see they got upgrades. Benzinga's top ratings upgrades for November 28th. So we got upgrades, and that's why you got this gap up. Now it's kind of funny that it gapped up, and as you can see, this long wick, it already filled the gap. So to me, that's a pretty good sign. It might be able to take out this high. Now this might be something, in my opinion, like if you was gonna day trade, that might be this way of looking at the market watch is a pretty good way of finding something that you can trade. Like if you wanted to get long, that's a way of doing it. And I also have scans and stuff to find certain things, and I will be using them. Once again, I'm just letting you guys know when the new year starts in January. God willing, we're gonna have like a little investment account, and I'm gonna have like the videos for that will be separate, or I may, mingle it in. But basically, we're just gonna be buying stock, and then we may be doing some other things against the stock. So I'm pretty excited about that. And you'll get a chance to see all my little methods of finding stocks and doing little trades. I'm gonna be real transparent. Try to be as transparent as I can with that particular portfolio. And I'm gonna start it in January. So first trading day of January, have your accounts ready. And we'll do something like that. It'll be where anybody can follow along. You can have a couple $100 and be able to follow along. Just gonna be buying stock mainly. I will be doing some option trading in it, but it's gonna be, it's gonna be basic. So we took a look at Apple. We looked at Win, and once again, I'm looking for Apple in the short term to come down here and test this support level. This is a good level, in my opinion, maybe to buy and catch a bounce. May get a little short bounce. Right now, I actually think like, an iron condor or something. Sell a call spread here, sell a put spread here. Maybe something like so. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. If I was going to put one on, I probably am coming out 53 days. You can trade the weeklies in Apple because it is very liquid. I would like to come out 53 days and then maybe come now in Thinkorswim and Toss, you got to come down here. I'm looking for maybe sell the 21 Delta by the 65. Come over here and maybe sell the what's that 19 by the 125. Take in 157 credit. That's a good one. Now it doesn't give you the probabilities on TOS like it does on TastyWorks, but one way of seeing it is you would just right click anywhere in here, just right click, right? Then go to analyze trade. And then you would come here. I got something else up. I must have been looking at earnings. Give me a second. There you go. Make sure you got it clicked on risk profile. And here we go. And it's showing you, looks a little different here. That's why I said TastyWorks, makes it looks a little different. But now you want to make sure you come. I set this trade up so the expiration is January 21st. So you would come up here to the date and you want to come one day past. So you would come like right here you'll click on the 21st. And there you go. And and then you would come to probability of, let's see. Should you come down here? It's been a minute since I did it in here. See right here where I'm clicking next to this plus sign, left click here, set slices, come over to break even. Now you want to set your break even at the expiration. Voila. Now, what you see, if it's an iron condor, you want it to stay within this range. So what we got, let's see. What are you doing? You want it to stay within this area. So you basically got a 59% probability of it staying within this range. And then that's how you do it. The reason why now you see why I like TastyWorks. I can just put this same trade in TastyWorks and all of that is done for you. You don't have to do any of that. So they just make it a little easier. But this is the way you manually do it here. And you can see it tells you your break evens, 128.44 on the downside and 161.57 to the upside. And then that's that. And then you can actually day step. Maybe I'll go over, I don't want to make this video too long, and I can go over in depth on how to day step it out, basically showing you the path of decay of the T0 line. This is your T0 line. And as the days go by, the closer you get to your T0 line looking like the expiration line. Now, let's get back to the charts. I won't make this too long. We looked at Apple. Let's take a look at Facebook. Facebook getting killed. Anybody see any value in Facebook? Do you think that Facebook at 109 will provide some value for you? Now, there are rumors that Zuckerberg is going to walk away. Let's draw this. Let's pull this back out. Let's make the screen blank. Now, within the last year, the stock has gone from 352.71. We down all the way down to 88.09. Do you guys find is there value there? Now, I'm going to tell you right away. I don't know for sure, but there's a big gap right here. And a lot of analysts may say that, hey, at some point it may fill this gap. But you don't know how long it's going to take. And then I'm not even sure to do it, to be honest with you, you got one right here and you got one right here. This one right here may get filled before, obviously before, but this one got a real good chance of getting filled. But you just don't know when it's going to start. You could be in the down. If you're patient, you can buy some, you can start buying in the Meta. I don't know if I would. I don't know how much I believe in and them getting this metaverse thing right. I do think that we're gonna have some version of that. I've been watching this show on Amazon Prime called Peripheral, and yeah, I think it's kind of like got some of those elements of the metaverse in it. It's a pretty good show. Um, let's take a look at Amazon. Amazon is down at 94 bucks. The yearly high of one off of the yearly high of 179.80. Um, you can see we made this low right here at 85, and then it got this gap up. So and you can see it came down here and tested this level, this gap and support, and you got wicks here. So you got support right in here. See that? It came down, tested the gap, and you got a little up move. Will it hold? Might not be a bad area to get some Amazon, maybe. Google. If you guys have noticed, they all look the same, right? Got a big red candle here. Gap up in Google. Put our gaps in here. Fill them in. That's support. That's support. You can use that as support. Maybe you try to wait till it come back down here again and buy. Maybe. Let's look at Microsoft. They all did the same thing. On Microsoft, you can see I got fib lines on here. Look at it. Look at it, y'all. Came down here, touched it. So ultimately, I'm a bear in this market. I do think we're going lower, but that doesn't mean like you can't get these bounces in here and trade these counter trend trades. You know, this is a bounce from 213 all the way up to 242. That's a nice little profit. As far as just trading wise in the span of a week or two, you see, got a gap here. So that gap, once you get that gap, kind of poses as support. Tesla is actually up on the day. You see Tesla had a little gap here. Then we got a little pullback. Now I do got Tesla going a little lower. That's not a guarantee that it's gonna go lower, but I do think that Tesla is going to go lower. I got another level down. This is a big level though. This is a big leg. So I'm not saying that I got another leg down. So we looking at 105 on my fibs. But that don't mean it's gonna go straight there. That don't mean it's gonna go there at all. But I do got another level down, and I do think it's possible for it to make that leg down. Now let's go ahead and set our outlook for the week, and then I got my screen froze up, so bear with me for a minute. And then we'll wrap this up. I'm gonna let you know what the weekly outlook is for the S&P 500 overall. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, continue. All right, we're gonna hit the SPX. I like to look at the SPX to find that out. And you see, now we just went through the FAANG stocks, like the major stocks, and they're all down, but the S&P 500 has been trending up. You know, what's up with that? So that lets you know that the rest of the market has already been beaten down. So you got a lot of those, up. Now I got an indicator up here called expected move. Once I put that on, this is going to show us the expected move for the week. Let's just put 6 months on here. And here we go. So we got, for the week, we got an expected move up to right around here. And then to the downside right there. So basically, if I come to the option chain, it's going to tell me what that is. Let me delete this. Delete. And Friday is what? The second. So if we look at it, if we drop this down, we got about $78 for the rest of the week. So from here to Friday, $78. Which, yeah, it's not a real big move. That's kind kind of on the low side compared to what we've been having in the hundreds. So right here and right here is telling you the size of the move that the market is predicting us to have this week. And so you kind of can, if you're thinking like, well, how can I use that to plan out my week? The market is basically looking at stair stepping up. If you're looking at it, it's kind of like stair stepping up. So we should expect that the S&P 500, the majority of the stocks, to kind of like stay within this range until we get something big happening. Now, I will point out that the skew has been creeping up. The skew is at 128 right now. Right around 130. 130 is it's a bearish signal once it gets greater than 130. At least what I was taught anyway. And so we'll keep an eye on that, and then we'll keep an eye on that iron condor that I put on the EWZ. If you guys want to see that trade, check out my video on I think I got it named Iron Condor EWZ. It's been on for about 18 days. Matter of fact, let's go on and do I want to pull that up? I think I got the platform open. I'll tell you what, I will pull it up. If I don't get out of it today, we'll pull it up tomorrow, and then we'll take a look at it. So once again, guys, hope you got something out of this analysis. I don't see anything big happening this week. This is one of those weeks where, like, if you got premium, if you're selling premium, you just sitting back and you just collecting off data decay. This is why you sell options. So on days when you don't have big movements like today, I don't think we're gonna get nothing big moving today. So this is one of those days where if when you're an option seller, you just sitting back and you collecting as time decays. You don't need the market to move all the time. And that's what this channel is about, just showing like beginner traders. And if you're really experienced, maybe you'll get something out of my technical stuff. But I think you keep it basic. It's easy, man. And now I'm gonna show you guys in the new year how easy it is. I was reading the comments of one trading channel, and it was a trader on it, a guy on there, and he was like, he said that he said my portfolio's been getting killed this year, and he was like, I'm trying to be patient and just hold, but I'm like, well, why are you getting killed? I mean, you can own stocks. You could have owned Apple, right? Let's see. You could have owned Apple and been said like, man, you lost money right here. Not if you were selling calls. You still probably would have lost a little bit, but you shouldn't have lost your whole behind. You just gotta sell around the position. And then another thing that you can do is what I'll talk about in another video is trade the micro futures. Like you can short micro futures to kind of like take some of your deltas off. And so we're gonna get into all of those things coming up next year. And you're like, well, why not now? Because I want to get I want to give people time to get accounts opened and stuff like that. So it's only a month away, and we're gonna talk about all of that then. So hey guys, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I ain't charging for any of this. I post trades and all of that. I ain't charging for no classes or selling no courses or anything like that. So that's how you guys support me, just by hitting that like button. And then I keep on coming on here doing whatever you want to see. Drop something in the comments what you want to see, and I'll see if I can make that happen, man. And with that, I'm out, man. Peace.